Well, standing at the barricade of Muang San, being true, uh, where they're keeping us from the outside world. The street out here is Pham Van Dong, also known as the Beach Road. And I don't know, according to the charts I'm seeing, we are a green zone. Have been for at least, I think, 4 days now. And supposedly there have been no COVID cases in the community in Nha Trang in 14 days or so, yet still things are fairly locked down, especially here. Other areas seem to be a little more open. And there's no official word that I've seen on that restrictions have been loosened. However, certain stores are allowing people to come up to the entrance and order food. I don't think they're allowed to go into that one. There are some that actually have allowed people to come in to shop. So anyway, it's about 6:30 in the morning, and not many people are out. A few are. Yeah, there's no official policy, as far as I know, on whether people are allowed to go out and exercise. Da Nang has adopted a more specific policy that people can exercise from 5 to 7 a.m. Outside of their home, and even on the beach, I gather. Nha Trang seems to not issue any real directives on that. For comparison, here's a few numbers for you. This is as of yesterday, September 21st, when Vietnam had 707,000 total cases as of yesterday, September 21st, and the total for the day was 11,692, and out of that 11,000 plus, 10,130 were in two places: Ho Chi Minh City, which has the vast majority, 6,500, and another southern province called Binduong, I don't know if I pronounce it right, which had 3,600. So those two places had over 10,000 of the 11,692 cases yesterday. For comparison, Can Hoa, this province, had 18, Da Nang had 15, and Hanoi had 12. It appears that Hanoi and Da Nang have opened up considerably more than Nha Trang or Can Hoa. Can Hoa, or Nha Trang itself, Nha Trang City, has been getting fewer than 10 cases the last 3 days. Fewer than 10 new cases the last 3 days. So that's a positive sign. As I say, the government is very short on giving directives, and even though the charts tell us this is now a green zone, it has not loosened any restrictions. And still lots of areas are taped off. The other entrance to this apartment complex is here on Hon Chong Street, and it too is taped off. So people aren't allowed to enter or exit that way. Going up Honchong, the other direction, that is still open for traffic coming in off Tutang for the major thoroughfare in the city, one of the major thoroughfares. So yeah, the reality is that Nha Trang and this province have drastically lowered the number of new cases at quite a cost, though, I must say. I mean, the taxi drivers are all out of business. I mean, for over 2 months now, there's not been a taxi on the street. I believe that also includes Grab drivers and there's none of the little food stands that used to be on the street. And from what I understand, many companies have closed. And people can't leave their neighborhoods, so certainly the hotels, if they had been open, or if are still keeping their doors open, are basically empty. So yeah, the situation is overall the country's new average of daily cases hasn't been rising. I think it overall has fallen a fair amount, but unfortunately the two cities that are getting the most, or two areas that are getting the most new cases are still not controlling it. Ho Chi Minh City, and I believe the other province that has a large outbreak, have tried to inoculate much of the adult population in the last few weeks. And I believe there's a plan to give all adults one shot of a vaccine sometime this month. Whether that is accomplished, I don't know. I think there's a plan to start vaccinating younger people too. Not sure if that has happened at all yet here. So anyway, that's kind of the situation. I think we're averaging around 8 cases a day in Nha Trang for the last 7 days. And that's a fairly sizable drop from maybe 2 weeks ago, when we were probably averaging closer to 15 a day, and wasn't long before that we were getting over 30 a day. So anyway, things are improving. This market seems to be in full swing today. They seem to open up here probably around 6 in the morning, and I believe by maybe 10 o'clock they pretty much have stopped for the hottest part of the day. Anyway, you can get things like fish and I believe that's rice noodles and perhaps rice things. Shrimp and some fairly nice fish there. And we got some various fruit. And she sells eggs and bottle things. Up here is a place you can buy fresh meat. And a bit of green groceries, vegetables, papaya, and I believe this lady's selling chickens. So yeah, this seems to operate every day. This park up here appears to be open again. I do see people exercising here sometimes on the machines. Again, there's been nothing definite said about what can be done and what can't be done. So I think people are just pushing the rules a wee bit because nothing seems to change otherwise. Now anyway, here we are at the corner of Hon Chong and Tu Thang 4. I was told by someone it is possible to walk down this street quite some distance without getting harassed. Up this way you can walk, but there is a police check, I believe, at the end of this block, and I don't know if pedestrians would be allowed to go beyond that. They seem to be checking motorbikes when they are, and probably cars, to see if they're allowed to pass through there. So anyway, that's the situation here in Nha Trang on September the 22nd.